Hello, welcome to this week's vlog. And this week's vlog is a little bit special because if you've been following the channel and you've seen any of my latest videos, you'll know that I've got a very artistic and creative with my woodland photography. And the other day I was in my office and just passing a few minutes, I thought I'd just search for artistic, creative, impressionistic photographers. Landscape photography, I think, was the term that I used. And I came across this. Now, this is a site or a website by a photographer called Pep Ventosa, and just love it. I just absolutely fell in love with all of this stuff. It's brilliant. And I searched through YouTube, confirmed what I thought, in as much as I thought he's done this in Photoshop. He's layered it. There's a load of pictures here put together. So I thought I'd have a go. Now, watching me do this is not going to be the most interesting thing, but what we need to do is get the camera set on. Don't need the tripod. Got the camera set to manual exposure. The focus needs to be pretty much the same. And you see that tree there? Well, literally, I can see my back garden from here, so I'm living that close. But I've looked out loads of mornings and seen it covered in frost and that lovely old tree that is, and it's perfect for this because what I need to do is to imagine a circle around this tree. So I'm going to do a series of images. They reckon it's at least 15 works, but Ventosa uses about 100. And then I'll take you into the office, I'll take you into Photoshop, and I'll show you what we're going to do with these, but it's going to involve a layering and reducing the opacity until we come up with something really, really lovely. I'll put the finished picture here for you, which you can now see, and I don't because I've never tried this before. But it may be that I show you this one, but it also may be that we create our own one together, which might be slightly different. So really looking forward to this. I'll shoot this, then I'll see you back in the office. So, welcome back. So we're going to start off in Lightroom. I've imported all the photographs, and as you can probably see, or as you can see from the time lapse, the sun showed its face. So I'm going to go with the brighter one. I've already processed the one without full sun, but which looks great. And if you can look here, this is the first picture, and this is the last. Now, a slight difference in colour, but what we're going to do first of all is I would like to develop these in Lightroom, because I'm going to apply the correction to all of them. Looks quite good actually. Oh, actually, it looks like I've already had a little play with this at another point, but I'm just going to pull the highlights down because I want to keep the sky. These leaves are going to be important. Shadows out, clarity, a little bit of vibrance, a little bit of saturation. Let's just turn that down a fraction. Not too bright. So that's that. Pretty much as straightforward as that. I just turn the sharpening off, don't need to worry about that, and everything else looks fine. So what you would normally do is go to develop settings, copy settings. So I'm going to copy all of those, not going to worry too much. So that's copied the corrections from that. I'm now going to hit on the last one, which is the 17th, hit on the first one, and we can now paste those settings in. Okay, it's updated all of them, so they've all now been exposed at the same aperture and shutter speed, ISO, and they've all been processed the same way. This is going to be a bright, punchy picture, I think. The next thing I need to do is open it in Photoshop. So press the one of them, hold Shift, they've all selected, and we go up to Photo at the top here, Editing, and you need to click on Open as Layers in Photoshop. Okay, so here we are in Photoshop. You can see all the layers down here, down the right hand side. So the first thing we need to check is that they're in the right order. Now actually we've got the last one first, so what I'm going to do is hold Shift, go to the top, and then if we go up to Layer, Arrange, Reverse, Just going to turn them around the right way. So we're going to start with the bottom layer here. The other thing I need to do is turn off all the visibility. So we go down to here, and we're going to press Option. I'm just going to have the bottom one showing. So this is our first picture. Now, eventually, I'm going to crop this as a square, I think. I've allowed a little bit of space, as you can see. As you know from looking at the video, everything was shot handheld, trying to keep it as central as I can. I was using the screen or the grid in the Z7 II to just make sure that the trunk here was in the middle. We've got another trunk here, but I'm not too worried about that. I can, of course, get rid of that if I want to by using a mask. We'll see how we go. I think actually I'm probably going to keep it, but the first thing I'm going to do is to look at the second layer. So I'm going to click on the second one, and what we're going to do is going to reduce the opacity down to something like 70%. Now, it's important to keep the opacity of each of the layers. The one above needs to be less than the one below it, otherwise it won't show through. And what I'm now going to do is click on the Move tool, and I'm just going to move. You can see that I'm just going to move the tree trunk until the tree trunk is level or roughly lined up with the other one. Looks about right. Sometimes what you have to do, I've discovered, is to make it even more see-through, and then it works better. So I can see it line up a little bit. So we've got those two branches. If I show you that again, two branches there, and I would say that's probably lined up. So now I'm going to raise the opacity up to around 60%. Let's have a look at the next layer. This one, 61%. I'm going to have a look at these at the end if I need to. And again, just moving it around until it's over the top of the main trunk. That's going to make that really dark. And what you can also do is you can play with the blend modes on this. I really like dissolve normally, but I'll do that towards the end because it gives us a nice speckly kind of pointillism kind of style, which I quite like. And these are all obviously do various things. There's lots of things on YouTube about what they do, but I must confess I don't know all of these. But the thing to do is to just hover over them and see what you like, really. So I don't want it to necessarily be particularly dark, because we've got some nice light on it. I think often I quite like soft light. That kind of tends to work. Color burn works well, but it does make everything dark, so it does need adjusting. I'm going to go with soft light for this one. Right, let's have a look at the next layer. Turn the opacity down. It's about 55. We've still got the Move tool selected, so just move that over where it's supposed to be. Okay. Already starting to be a little bit painterly. Let's just go down the... Oh, that's nice. Darker colour looks good. Screen often looks good. And lighten. I'm going to go with darker colour. It gives us a richer autumn colour. Okay, let's look at this one. This one's going to be slightly less as far as the opacity is concerned. It's starting to look... 60% is probably too much, so I'm going to come down to about 36 on this because I might go back to the other layers and adjust them, and that's the great thing about doing this. So Move tool selected. I'm just going to drop that over there, and that is starting to look all right. So let's have a look at... Can you see what dissolve does? Look, let's watch the pixels. I really like that. That kind of speckly look. So we're going to have a dissolve layer there. Right, next layer. This one actually is a bit out of focus, so actually I'm not going to use that layer. I'm not going to use that one because it looked a bit out of it. It had a bit of camera shake, a bit of blur. I think I was walking too quickly, so we'll leave that out. Can't remember where we were at with the opacity. Let's have a look at that one. That's looking better. Let's just have a look at this layer again. What was this one? 36. So this one needs to be down to 33 seems better. And let's have a look again, see how that's gone pixely. I want to do that ever so often. Multiply color burn. Color burn actually is quite nice because we've got these colors here, and what I can do with this is I can just add I can add a brightness mask if I want to, just to brighten this up a little bit, and that just counteracts that darkness. And I think that looks all right, you know. The other thing I'm looking at over the top here, these trees, I could actually flip one of these and have the trees coming from the other way, but we'll see how we go. But I love the look of that up there. Okay, so that's all. That brightness layer is clipped there. I'm going to clip this actually. If we go with, oops, which is it? Command on the Mac, sorry, oops. No, obviously we're going to clip that to the layer below, so it's just going to affect that layer. That's better. Okay, so now we go to this one. Oops. Let's have a look at this one. Let's drag that down. I'm going to go to about 30 with this one. So again, darker colour looks nice to me. Soft light looks good. Right, let's just speed this up for you. So I'm going to go through the next few layers and I'll come back to you with the final layer. Okay, and here is the last one. So we're just going to apply the final corrections. I wonder if they're a little bit like a dissolve, but maybe. Let's just skim through. Oh, I like that color burn as well. We'll lighten that up a little bit in a second. Linear burn works well as well, but I like the color burn because of the trees at the top. Okay, color works okay, but there's not so much punch to it. So we're going to go color burn. Oh, maybe. Let's just go down a few more. Actually, that's nice. Overlay's nice, so it's soft light. Let's go with soft light, actually. So that, let's just get rid of the opacity. Sorry, that needs to be going down a little bit. So there we go. So now if we just click through these, I'm just going to check that the opacity is increasing all the time, which it is. I think I've made mistakes there. Oops, there we go. That one needs to go up a little bit. What I've discovered is that actually once you get to below 20, it's so difficult to see when you're moving them. So it's probably best to do them at 30% or something like that and then move them. That one we're not using. 36, 54. That can come down a little bit. So about 40. And that one as well. Just going to reduce these a little bit more. And I'm just going to check that I'm still happy with it. 49. And this one's 100%. So that still looks nice. I really like that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as a Photoshop file with layers. Now I'm using the full RAW of the Z7 II for this, but I don't really need full RAW files. All it's going to do is clog up the system. So I'm going to turn my RAW file setting to the smallest. So I'd still need a RAW file because I can adjust it, but a small file size is fine because when you layer these, they end up being enormous. So the first thing we're going to do anyway is File, save a copy, and I'm going to save this as a Photoshop file, layers ticked. Okay, that will therefore, so PSD means that I can open that again later on. It will retain all the layers and I can adjust them if I want to. So let's just do that. You can see I've already saved some. That's going to do that. Now hopefully it will. This is by the way a MacBook Pro with an M1 chip, and it's coping all right with this, because that is the other problem. If you've got big files and lots of them, sometimes your computer doesn't like it. but this seems to be working okay. So let's just save this. So that's now saved as a with all the layers intact. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to go to layers, flatten image, oops, and that will flatten. I'm going to discard the hidden layer, the one I didn't use. That's all fine. And now I've got one simple big layer. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the crop tool. I'm just going to crop this as a square. So if I turn the ratio up here to square, that's going to help me out with that. That looks fine actually. Just going to pull that down so I don't get that little bit of layering in. Make sure it's in the middle. It kind of works for me that way. So we're going to save that as JPEG now with Adobe RGB as the color profile. That's all fine. That's all done now. What I'm now going to do, I just want to go to adjustments and just look at the levels, which if I show you on here, looks a little bit dark. We might just be able to line up a fraction, and that's kind of clipping a little bit, but I don't mind that so much. Let's have a look at the curves level, curves layer. So you push it upwards, it's lighter, push it downwards, it's darker. So we're going to lighten up the highlights. Actually, the shadows can be a bit darker. The midtones need to be a little bit lighter. Something around there works for me. Interesting shape. And then one more adjustment is going to be the vibrancy. It's already quite vibrant. That's fine. Cool. Okay, that's good. So there we go. So what I'm going to do now is we're now going to print this. Let me show you that. So there is the finished image, and here is the finished print. Really happy with this. Looks lovely on this smooth cotton platinum paper by Photospeed. Looks beautiful, feels nice. And if you want to win this print, I'm going to be giving it away next week in my Christmas special. So next week, like last year, I'm going to go over my top 10 images. If you want to win this, you have to be subscribed and you have to answer a question, which I'll put in next week's video at the end. So tune in for that, and this could be winging its way on the way to you. By the way, if there's anything you want in my gallery for Christmas, it's getting a bit late now, it's getting a bit touch and go, but you still get it to you. I'm going to give you the code YouTuber20 to use, and if you use that code at checkout, you'll get 20% off any of my prints in my gallery. So hope you can take advantage of that. I hope you subscribed. If not, get yourself subscribed ready for next week, and I'll see you next Sunday 6 o'clock for the Christmas special. Take care of yourselves. See you next week. Goodbye.